What's good? What's good? It's the one and only, but what do I know? Boxing coming back at y'all with another one, man. So we got Gervonta Davis in the news, man. I was hit up, not a lot, but I did have a few people asking me this question. So it was the most asked question, I would say, out of all the questions I was hit inbox or whatnot. So and if you don't know, go follow me at Mamba for Life 08. All right, Mamba, that is Mamba for Life, the number 4 Life 08. All right. So the question was, why do I feel like Tank Davis is retiring? Right now, I'm gonna go ahead and get into an article because I got an article on it that kind of shares what a lot of people is thinking. But I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna let you know first and foremost, I do not agree with the article. The article kind of insinuates that Tank Davis is mainly trying to avoid other fighters. I don't agree with the article. I don't think Tank Davis is afraid of other fighters, but I will give you my opinion after I read the article. So just stay tuned. All right, so shout out to marker.com. It says Gervonta Davis accused of retiring to avoid fighting a boxer he is afraid of. Now, again, I want to make clear that I do not agree with this. I don't agree with this, but it's the reason why I'm reading this article, and I'm gonna get to that. But I just want to clarify, I don't agree. I don't think Tank Davis is afraid of anybody, bro. I don't. I really don't. I think Tank Davis, I don't think he's been through a lot of this. I don't think he's afraid of any boxer out there. But let me go ahead and get into this. It says Gervonta Davis is on his boxing farewell tour, having announced his plans to retire in 2025 because he is tired of the sport. Although he wants to say goodbye with 3 fights, the first will be against Lamont Roach to defend his WBA lightweight title on March 1st at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. On this date, he will announce his next opponent, who is said to be Ryan Garcia, while what would be his last fight is still unknown. The retirement was surprising, and he could still backtrack. However, not everyone believes him, or at least the reason for him for hanging up the gloves. One of them is the father, Floyd Schofield Jr., who launched a theory in a recent interview with TalkSport, said that if Tank Davis leaves boxing, it's because he's afraid of his son. That's totally cap. I don't think Tank is afraid of Floyd Schofield. Floyd Schofield Sr. revealed a private chat he had with Tank about his son, and Tank himself said, "I will never get in the ring with that guy," and added that he predicted Davis' decision 2 years ago and I told the world, when Floyd gets on that level, where he's a mandatory fighter for Gervonta will retire, and that's exactly the same thing that's happening right now. Kid Austin Schofield will hold the most important fight of his career February 22nd when he challenges Shakur Stevenson for the WBC lightweight title in what is already considered to be one of the most attractive fights of 2025. Schofield Sr. recognized the value of Stevenson to accept the fight as against his son because everyone had dodged him. In addition to Davis, he also mentioned Devin Haney and JoJo Diaz. I'm not saying he's the best now, but I am saying that through lessons and experience, he will soon become the greatest boxer of all time, he told TalkSport. So they're pretty much saying that they feel like as though Tank Davis is avoiding other fighters. All right, so let me go ahead and give you my opinion. All right, so listen, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. My reasoning, I feel like Tank Davis is really following the footsteps of Floyd Mayweather, right? And I'm gonna explain how. I've said for a long time, I ain't even gonna say we all, I've said for a long time that Tank Davis is following the blueprint of Money Mayweather rather than following what Pretty Boy did. And the reason why I said that is because if you notice, when Money Mayweather came about, he didn't fight any like black American fighters. And I'm not coming at Tank. I'm not trying to say, well, because Tank clearly just fought. He just fought Frank Martin, and now he's fighting Lamont Roach, right? So I'm not saying that Tank, in that aspect, though. At one point, I did have an issue with Tank for not doing that, but at one point Tank was only fighting, certain fighters, foreigners. That's what he was doing, and that's what Money Mayweather was doing as well, because it's said that foreign fighters are the one that brings in the money, and they try to say certain fighters don't sell. If you notice, Floyd didn't fight any black fighters until he fought Andre Berto, and you know what I'm saying. That was like really a fight that nobody really wanted. But you know, Tank Davis at one point up until recently had never fought a black American. So I always kind of felt like Tank Davis was following in the footsteps with Floyd by fighting these, you know, foreigners or whatnot, because of, you know, especially like, you know, how Hispanic fighters and stuff like that, because, you know, Mexicans are gonna support their people. I don't give a damn what, like, that's why you gotta love the Mexican boxing community, because they're gonna support their people. But the one another thing that he's doing that Floyd Mayweather did is, if you guys remember, after I believe Floyd fought Ricky Hatton, I want to say that was what, December of 2007, right? Floyd was pretty much saying, man, like, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. You know, I don't love boxing anymore. I'm done. I'm walking away from the sport, all this type of stuff, right? I remember Larry Merchant asking Floyd, like, why are you walking away from the sport when there's so many other fighters that we would love to see? Because at that particular time, you had Kermit Citron, you had Miguel Cotto at the time, and even though he fought Miguel Cotto, but I'm saying at that time he didn't fight them at that time, right? Still had a Hall of Fame resume by far. Floyd was a Hall of Famer, but like, it was like, you know, it was just like I said, you had Kermit Citron, you had Paul Williams, you had Antonio Margarito, you had Miguel Cotto, you had Shane Mosley. You didn't even have at that time, Manny Pacquiao wasn't even thought about being mentioned with Floyd at that particular time. I want to say Pacquiao was at either 130 or 135, one of those. But anyways, you just had so many fighters though that Floyd hadn't fought, and I remember Larry Merchant was just like, why are you retiring right now? And it's so much money on the table for you. And I remember Floyd was just like, bro, I don't love boxing anymore or whatnot. Now it's rumored, and I'm not clarifying this, but I'm just telling you what the rumors is. I know some of y'all gonna get on here and say, oh, you don't know nothing about boxing, because Floyd listen, this is not from my mouth, this is the rumor. It's rumored that people felt like Floyd was retiring till the smoke kind of cleared and then came back or whatnot, right? Meaning when Paul Williams moved up to 154, Miguel Cotto, he moved up to 154 at one particular time. You know, Floyd moved up to fight him. You know, Shane Mosley, Antonio Margarito, who you know, a lot of the boxing media kind of accused Floyd of avoiding, which I just always felt like Antonio Margarito's style was tailor-made for somebody like Floyd. You're gonna walk forward, Floyd is gonna pick you apart. Now Floyd ain't gonna hurt Margarito, because Margarito gonna walk through him, but Floyd would outbox the hell out of Margarito. He's slow, you know. Like, I just thought Floyd would just kind of make him look like how he made Diego Corrales look. But whatever, people were saying that Floyd was avoiding these guys or whatnot, right? And wanted the smoke to clear before he came back. Some people felt like Floyd retired and then he needed the money, and he came back. I don't know. Regardless of whatever the situation may be, I feel like Tank Davis is. I don't think Tank Davis is afraid of these guys, but I don't think Tank Davis really loves the sport the way we want him to love the sport, right? And I feel like, and what I mean by that is, Tank is gonna he's gonna march to the beat of his own drum. And he's gonna do what he wants to do. He's not gonna do what anybody has pressured him or wants him to do. I mean, and if you want proof of that, bro, I mean, just think about it. Name one fight that we've gotten that we wanted from Tank outside of Ryan Garcia. And, you know, obviously that was a cash grab. They had to do that one, because him and Ryan Garcia, two of the biggest names of the division. And obviously it did great numbers, right? So, you know, they had to do that. But it's like, you know, we never got the Tank versus Tevin Farmer. I thought that, you know, they were, you know, about to get into it several times. You know what I'm saying? Outside of the ring, though. Not inside of the ring. Outside of the ring. So, but we never got that fight, and many people wanted that fight because, you know, obviously it was a background, bitter rivalry, background built up between the two, and we never got that fight. We never got Tank Davis versus a fight that to this day is the #1 fight that I want in boxing. Devin Haney, built up background. Devin Haney was calling for that fight, and you know, you got certain channels that will push for certain fighters, but never keep it all the way 100. But Tank Davis, it was always like Linda Ellaby saying, well, you know, we're the A side, we don't need them and all of this, that, or that. But bro, I never understood why that fight was not made. Devin Haney was undisputed in your weight class. Why would you not go for that fight? What was the reason for not going for that fight? I don't understand it. You can't tell me, well, Devin Haney brings nothing to the table, but then you turn around and fight, you know, Joe Blow and who gives a damn, and Eastside Cruz, who did 61,000 pay-per-view buys and all this type of stuff. Like, you know, so I never understood that, right? And then, you know, we never got Tank Davis versus Shakur Stevenson. Once again, it's almost everybody has an excuse. And the thing that trips me out, and it's not Tank, but it's like, bro, these channels that back up everything that Tank does. You got certain channels that will back up everything that Tank does, bro. Like, whatever Tank does, they're gonna come to their cape, and they're not gonna criticize their favorite fighters like I will. Because you guys all know Tank Davis is my favorite fighter down there, but I'm not gonna sit here and lie about fights that I wanted him to have because I wanted those names on his resume. We never got Shakur Stevens versus Tank. And you'll hear so many people say, well, what does Shakur bring to the table? What the freak does Shakur, what is Frank Martin? What did Frank Martin bring to the table that Shakur didn't? You know what I'm saying? What did Ishaq Cruz bring to the table that Shakur doesn't? You know what I'm saying? Shakur actually has a belt. You know what I'm saying? Shakur actually has and you know, has a belt, so that gives Tank a chance to unify, something I don't even think Tank has ever done. I don't think Tank has ever unified or whatnot, right? We never got Tank versus Teofimo, and granted, let me tell you this here, I think Tank would have beaten all these guys, but I can't be more confident than his promoters. I don't know. You know, you got Tank versus Ishaq Cruz. I mean, we never got Tank versus I say Ishaq Cruz, Teofimo Lopez, right? If you want to say, oh, Teofimo's with Top Rank, well, to my recollection, Tank tried to do a deal with he tried to make a fight with Vasily Lomachenko, another fighter that, you know, it seemed like Tank did not want to fight for many years up until now. You know what I'm saying? But that would, you know, Vasily Lomachenko is another fight that we never got. But you know, Tank did try to make that last year, so I can't put that on Tank all the way. Got to put some of that on Vasily Lomachenko. But Tank moves to his own beat. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know necessarily. I don't think he was scared of the smoke clearing because it looks like Vasily Lomachenko might retire. But whatever the case may be, Tank moves to his own drums. I don't think he's gonna stay retired. I'd be lying if I said that. But maybe Tank is tired of the politics in boxing. Maybe he's tired of, like, bro, boxing is more, people don't understand. Boxing is so much more than two fighters getting into the ring. A professional boxing, should I say, is so much more than two fighters getting into the ring. Tank seems to have a low-key life, right? If you look at him, like, you know, he doesn't really post much on his social media. He just seems to be like a low-key guy. Tank probably just wants to ride out to the sunset. He did say something about trying to build his portfolio with real estate, you know, in the real estate field. So it's like, you know, Tank, it's no telling. Tank could be doing his own thing, whatever the situation may be. I just, I don't know. I really don't, honestly, I really don't know why he's retiring. But if he does retire, I hope him nothing but the best. I wish him nothing but the best. But I don't see him staying away from boxing. That itch will come back. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. But what do I know?